Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Today we're going to be talking about the Beast of Yucca Flats. Now, my history with this film, I have seen this movie twice in my life. I think it's fun, and it was one of the first movies I thought of when we originally started thinking about doing positive spins, and I put it on the list for the simple fact that it gets a 1.9 on IMDb, and I think that that's ridiculous. Because, like I said, I've seen this before. So it's 2 years later, 3 years later, and a lot of positive spins later, and it finally comes time to do The Beast of Yucca Flats. But before that, I actually found this copy in my collection. Now, this is the Alpha Video copy, and why this is significant, and I'll tell you. Originally, the copy I had down here was this double feature because I basically picked the first one I found and um, thought maybe we could do The Brain That Wouldn't Die along with it. So I had this one down here and I found this while I was going through my collection. And it was really weird because Alpha Video has a long history of putting out movies that a lot of other people wouldn't. But they also have a long history of the copies not being very good. So the first one I put in, because I wanted to see what the better copy was, so we could do it for positive spin. So I put in this copy of The Beast of Yucca Flats. And all of a sudden, when I start playing it, I see something I wasn't really prepared for. So this is actually going to be a little bit of a positive spin and a controversial view because my mind was blown. And I'll get to that a little bit later. First, we're going to put a positive spin on The Beast of Yucca Flats. First of all, it has a 54-minute runtime, approximately. You have Tor Johnson as the bad guy in this film. So, right there, you have positives, right? Short runtime, you're in and out quick. And you also have Tor Johnson, who is, iconic. Plan 9 from Outer Space. And then, of course, you had even people donning his look as a mask in Dead Kids or Strange Behavior, whatever you want to call it. So that's two big positives. I like the way this movie is basically a kind of like documentary style because there's narration all throughout the film. And this takes place during the making of the atom bomb. And I think that that's really cool because a lot of this is done in narrative form. You do have some interaction between the characters, but a lot of it is narrative. A lot of it is the narration of the actual film itself. And I think that that's a really cool way to go about things. It's almost like the old documentaries that you would see in school, the old black and white ones. Here's Johnny, and Johnny is blah, 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 blah. Those kind of things that you would see in school. So, I really dig that. I think that's a cool kind of nostalgic look at the past. It's basically a slasher movie. Another huge positive. Now, granted, Tor Johnson is not using a slasher implement. He's basically strangling people. And we call movies that have stranglings in them slasher films as well. So it's basically a slasher film if you really look at it for what it is. Tor Johnson. I don't want to get into the plot, but he comes upon an accident, of course, involving the atom bomb, and the makeup that they use on him is cool because he becomes like mutated, and it's you can see it here. It's kind of exaggerated, but I really think they did a really good job on the makeup. And once again, I'm going to give it up for Tor Johnson because he is amazing in this film. He's brooding. He is one big dude. He's definitely intimidating. So he was awesome in this. Rest in peace, Tor Johnson. Now we're going to get to the controversial part of this because I wasn't really expecting what I saw. I put in the alpha video and it's in such poor quality that it almost looks like I'm watching an old porn or something got taped over. Because the first scene in this film is a girl and you can see her breasts in the bathroom. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? This is not what I remember the Beast of Yucca Flats being. And I'm watching it, and it goes into the part that eventually becomes the beginning of the Beast of Yucca Flats. I'm like, okay, so I take out the alpha video and I put this in. And I'm watching it and I'm like, wait a minute, where's the scene with the girl in the towel and she's naked and so on and so forth? Comes to find out that the controversial part of this is that the scene with the nudity and the girl with the towel putting on her underwear in the bathroom was never supposed to be part of the actual film itself. So I'm sure most horror fans have the Beast of Yucca Flats in one way, shape, or form, either on a multi pack or a double feature, perhaps, or maybe even the real deal from Alpha Video. A lot of them don't have the nudity scene. Some of them do, and I just think that was very interesting because I'd never watched this copy before. I had watched this one, and was unprepared for what I was about to see. So I thought that that was kind of an interesting and a very controversial um, part of this film because it wasn't supposed to be in the film. Yet someone got a hold of the original print, and some places put it on there, some places didn't. You have a company like Mill Creek who puts out a lot of multi packs. Some of their multi packs have it, some of them don't. Just thought that was interesting. All in all, I like the Beast of Yucca Flats. I think it's fun, and Tor Johnson is great in it. Definitely check this one out, or don't. But don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin and controversial view for the Beast of Yucca Flats. Remember, guys, physical media matters, and that's why physical media matters because we're learning new stuff all the time about stuff that either should or shouldn't be on these films. And eventually, it's all going to go away. So, physical media does matter. And until next time, peace.